In this episode, we're talking about Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. So if you don't know who Tony Robbins is, he's an entrepreneur, self-made billionaire, and he is a self-help professional. And what he does is figure out the science of how people's minds work and how they interact when interacting with others. So in his book, Awaken the Giant Within, chapter 16 is called, If You're Not Happy, Here's Why. Now, I thought this was a good chapter to bring up because it's all about creating your own happiness. And I think a lot of times people put their fate of their happiness in someone else or something else. And that's completely the opposite of what Tony talks about here. And he says, the truth is that nothing has to happen in order for you to feel good. Your circumstances should not be a factor in whether or not you are happy. So he's basically saying disregard your circumstances, disregard whatever happens in your day-to-day life. Happiness is not dependent upon that alone. And then he goes on to say, as long as we structure our lives in a way where our happiness is dependent upon something else that we cannot control, then we will always experience pain. People or things will always let you down in this life. And if your happiness is based on whether or not someone else is happy or something else in your life is going good, then you're going to be disappointed a lot of the times. And I have trouble with that as well. I put my happiness in friendships, in relationships, in different hobbies, and I always need that reminder to go back to, okay, why am I happy without any of these things in my life? What is my internal source of true happiness? He goes on to say you need to raise your standards. Raising your standards to enjoying yourself despite the conditions of the moment. So just like I talked about, regardless of what's going on, change your standards of what actually makes you happy. Then he says, whether or not you feel like you're achieving your values is totally dependent upon your rules. If your rule to yourself subconsciously is, okay, I'm going to be happy when this happens, or I'm going to be happy if this relationship happens, I'm going to be happy if I get this amount of money in this year, I'm going to be happy if. Your rules are what set your own guide to being happy. And if your rules tell you need to achieve this to be happy, then you're going to be trying to chase that dream for a very long time to achieve that source of happiness. So look within yourselves to find your own happiness, and don't rely on your happiness through others or other things. That was Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins, and I'll leave a link in the description below where to get that book, so check it out.